I'm Dan Kanes. I'm a cinematographer. I live in Burbank, California, and grew up in the LA area. And I shot for Rey Soul and will.i.am, entitled Pull Up. This project took 1 day to shoot, 1 day of scouting, and all of this came together in about a day and a half of preparation. So I got the call on a Thursday that they might want to shoot the music video on Monday, but by Friday they decided that they'd want to shoot it Saturday. This is not my first time working with will.i.am or the Black Eyed Peas, and so I'm fortunate enough to have worked with Will and the Black Eyed Peas a couple different times on other music videos, and it's always really fun to work with them, but sometimes the schedule can be impacted, and so you're working pretty quickly. The project was brought to me by my dear friend Grant Lau, who's a director and motion graphics designer, quite an excellent director, and his co-director, No MSG, who often works with the Black Eyed Peas as well. And we filmed the project at SV Studios in Glendale, California, which is known for their really awesome volumetric LED backdrops. Really easy to work with people over there. SV Studios is a breakout of Standard Vision, which actually makes some of the LED panels that are used. So you have some really excellent expert people there operating the panels who really know what to do with the panels in the system, the playback system that's connected. We had the choice of pretty much any camera we wanted to use. Basically broken it down into two choices. We were either going to use a Arri Alexa Mini LF or a Red Monstro camera. And ultimately, because we didn't need as much resolution and they wanted a faster turnaround time, only shooting ProRes rather than RAW, we opted for the Mini LF. And then for the second camera, we intercut that with a standard Alexa Mini. And then lens-wise, we made the choice to use the Atlas Orion 6-lens set, as well as a couple of the Atlas Orion Silver Edition focal lengths intermixed to give different characteristic to the image and to the flares. And that's because each of the different scenes that comprise the video have different style and flavor to them. So, you know, there's sort of different vignettes with different people doing different things, and we wanted to give each of the shots different personality. We chose to shoot anamorphic lenses, and in particular the Orion series, because the directors wanted something that would have a vintage 70s feel with a cinematic vibe overall. So not just 70s and not just cinematic, but something that feels movie-like, technological, but also very human and warm. And with an anamorphic lens, you get this epic feeling, especially when you're using the Orion series, which are designed to really kind of emphasize classic cinematography tropes, but with modern conveniences, making it easy to work with the camera team and move quickly, because, you know, we did this in only 1 day, and it was like a 10-hour day, so we had to work very quickly. And then within that 10 hours, you know, Rey and will.i.am were only available for a smaller subset of that time, so we had to be able to make really effective use of our time. Lighting-wise, we were inspired by those time periods as well. You know, you have Nile Rodgers on the track, who is nothing short of a disco legend. And we also wanted to kind of harken back to some of that Donna Summer, I Feel Love, early video work that would just make, you know, an incredible impact in the way that I grew up perceiving kind of dance music and people's freedom of expression and excitement. We've got a close-up of Will behind the wheel of an AMG and Rey in the passenger seat cruising in front of the SV Studios volumetric LED backdrop. You know, we're not center punching Will. It's like he's in action, in transit, in movement, and they're on a ride, you know, through space and time in this beautiful AMG vehicle. Again, this is with the Silver Edition, and this is on a 50mm, and we're pretty close in again. And I wanted to show this shot today because I think the close-up quality coming from the Orion series is really outstanding. These beautiful reflections in Will's glasses. You have anamorphic bokeh, even though she's just in the passenger seat right behind him, you can see the sequins in her dress, really glowing beautifully and sparkling, twinkling. And it's very interactive feeling. So the LED backdrop is zooming by in the background. Normally, if this was like a practical shot, we'd have to have a hostess tray or a full-on trailer rig towing a car. But because we were on the SV Studios virtual backdrop, we were able to make it feel really lively in motion and get interactive lighting. So the backdrop itself is actually casting some blue light, as a backlight, edge light onto J, Ray, and Will. And then again, I've got a magenta flare coming from another LED Lico off axis to the lens, kind of carrying that flare theme that we brought throughout the whole video, where the flares do take on the color of the light source from those Orion Series Silver Edition. Again, we're keying with the SkyPanel S360, and that's just downstage significantly walked back. So, we're able to light the interior of the car without seeming overlit, but just sort of with a naturalistic overall vibe. I love this shot because it's got, again, sort of a cyberpunk meets 70s disco aesthetic. So it's both futuristic and retro at the same time. And I think that's one of the strengths of the Orion series anamorphic lenses. They help you tell your story in a way that characterizes the image that you're going after. At least in what I was going after here, we wanted to have something that feels upscale, classy, futuristic, and a bit retro at the same time. So we connected the Alexa Mini LF camera directly into the SV Studios LEDs, and I used my B camera to get the off-axis shot that we're featuring of her looking so glamorous, singing up there. And you can see her hand outstretched with echo effects behind it, prismatic echoing. She's up there sparkling, shining, looking, gorgeous like dawn of summer. So we wanted this to feel a little more contrasty. So instead of using the silver edition lenses, I used the standard Orion series, and for this shot I was using the 40mm. So I wanted to get a nice wide angle shot of the backdrop with J-Ray's, second self behind her, looking super glamorous and, singing her heart out. Because of the timing of a video system, when you're feeding a live signal in like that and then capturing it, you're gonna get these beautiful echo recursion effects. And, really this is an homage to that 70s music video recursive psychedelic effects style. The sequins on her dress really are popping there. So I feel like it's a pretty fun, slightly grittier, slightly darker, contrastier, dark disco vibe. And so, we kept sort of the same, at least 2-color lighting scheme. So we've got that, warm red magenta edge light and a nice golden key. And I think by flipping the video performance, so we've actually got the feedback coming from the second camera, it highlights 2 different aspects of the same lighting scenario, but in a way that is somewhat unconventional and just really attractive. So one of the reasons I love doing music videos like this, even when you're working in such a fast-paced environment, you really get to be creative, try things, experiment, and they were willing to let me get pretty wild with the recursion effects. So if you watch the video, you'll see some dance performance that really gets excellent. And overall, this is just a really fun music video that we did last summer. My kids love the song, I love the song. It's got a great vibe to it. So, with Nile Rodgers doing the vocoder effects and Will's production and J Ray's singing, it's overall just an incredible banger of a track, and I'd say it's a banger of a music video. I had a blast working on it. It was really fun to be able to use our product from our team on a professional music video, and really a lot of fun.